Remember When by S.L. Carpenter. Sometimes memories of the past hold lessons of the future. Bride-to-be Pam learns hers as she spends some downtime with her grandma, a woman who sure knows how to tell a spicy, funny tale. Lust, laughter, and love, Pam will hear reminiscence of all three and understand why the most important of all is love. Reading from Remember When. The gasp of air filled the quiet room, followed by panting mixed with muffled moans and sighs of pleasure. "Shit, baby, you're so hot," the man's voice sounded desperate. Another moan rattled the silence that fell after the slap against flesh. Pam turned her head to the side, her face sinking into the pillow and her fingers grasping the blue silk sheets on the bed. She wanted to scream with each wonderful violating thrust deep inside her. The juices from her sex seeped between her legs, and she began to feel the rising heat of passion. She loved how this part of sex felt, how her body tingled and became sensitive, how everything seemed so alive. Rob's hot cock swelled inside her. With a final thrust he cried out in pleasure. Each burst of his seed spurted within her pussy, coating the walls with his essence. Finally it ended, and she felt herself begin to relax. His arms wobbled as he held his weight above her. Looking down, he smiled. Their escape into the reckless abandon was over for now. He took a deep breath and pulled his cock out. Pam just lay in the bed, her inner thighs sore from where Rob's hip had pounded against them. The internal burn of irritation was a reminder of how long it had been since they had last had sex. He had just come back from a business trip. It had been poorly timed, since it had left her with the planning, organizing, phone calls, and millions of other little details for their plans to move into a bigger apartment before their winter wedding. Now it was his turn. "I can't believe you're going away for 2 weeks. We're moving soon, Pam. Why do you have to go now? I just got back and we haven't had sex in like a year." Rob lay on his side, propping his head up on his hand as he talked to her. Pam pulled the long strands of hair away from her face. She felt like a cross between a sheepdog and Cousin It from the Addams Family. Her hair was all over the place. "Oh, quiet and quit whining, you baby. You were only gone for a little over a week." "Well, it felt like a year. I had to talk to Willie every night to assure him we'd get laid again." He grabbed his cock with a grin. She rolled her eyes. "Look, after being stuck with all the wedding plans, I need a break. There's the cake, the disc jockey, church, the reception, the decorations, the favors, groomsmen's tuxedos, bridesmaids' dresses, hair appointments, getting registered. Then there's picking the food menu, the stationery, having the invitation spell my parents' name as Cox, not Cox. Not to mention dealing with your mother. And getting the gown was a fucking nightmare." Pam put her hands to her face as the stress swamped over her again. "I didn't know. I'm sorry." Rob paused. "What happened with the dress?" "The old lady who was fitting it said I needed to get a smaller ass. Then she said that if I was going to wear white, I needed to be a virgin." Celia spewed her cappuccino all over the floor and laughed when I said I was a virgin. "Then the woman took forever pinning it, and I had to pee so bad I felt like a hot water bottle. She pulled the fastenings real tight, and it squeezed so hard I farted and almost peed on myself." She winced. "Jesus, that bad?" "Yeah. Good thing she left me alone for a few minutes, and a damn good thing they had a large empty soda cup there, because I couldn't have managed to find the restroom or use it with all those pins in this dress. But then the manager came in and picked up the cup by mistake, took a sip after I peed in it, and said that the tea tasted funny." Pam shuddered. "It was horrible." Rob tried to think of something humorous to say, but decided against it. He figured if he made fun of the wedding things, he might never see Pam's pussy again. Ever. Well, I kinda like your ass the way that it is. I told you, Rob, I really want to go see my grandma before we get married. She might not be able to make it to the wedding with all the snow coming, and I haven't seen her in a while. When I was little, I'd go there to their house and really clear my mind and relax. I need some time to think. She untangled her legs from the sheets and rolled onto her back. Rob kept looking at Pam's nipples as if they stood up from her breast. He clenched his teeth together against the intense urge to rub them with his fingertips. Think about what? Are you changing your mind? What's wrong? Why? Rob quickly shut up when Pam glared at him. I just want to go see her. You know how close we are. She practically raised me. Nothing's wrong. She sighed loud and continued. You go have fun with the guys at your little bachelor party. I'm going to stay with her for a bit, and then I'll come back. Well, if you're sure, Alex told me he has a few surprises lined up. He said he hired this girl that can open twist-off caps from beer bottles with her, never mind. Pam raised her eyebrow and snorted in disgust. Keep it up, numbnuts, and I'll never do the little trick with the cherry stem again. Rob cleared his throat and closed his legs together. Yes, dear. Besides, waiting 2 weeks will make the honeymoon that much better. She smiled, leaned over, and kissed him on the cheek. Yeah, but my boss sure won't be happy about it. Aw, poor little Willie. She reached out and patted his cock. Little, you said it was just right.